And so the final thing we wanted to do in our dive deep into dramas today is we wanted to just talk about two dramas that we feel like are a little bit underrated.
Yeah.
We kind of wonder why they're not getting the same attention as some of the other ones on social media, on the internet.
Yeah.
And so my pick is Search.
I love Search.
Search was so good.
Yeah.
It was not 16 episodes. It was like 12 or 10?
10.
10.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I rarely finish dramas before you do these days.
Yeah,
and I finished Search first because like I love everything about that show. I thought it was so well written. It was so well done, and like and to a point we made in another episode today, like it ended when it should have.
Yes.
It didn't try to make a storyline longer for no reason. Search is the story of, how do we explain it? It takes place at the DMZ, at the demilitarized zone between North and South Korea. It's a little like sci-fi ish in that,
like when you see radioactive beings.
Yeah, there's like a radioactive character who I won't go too deep into it because I do think a lot of people haven't watched Search.
Right.
But lead actor in it
is Jang Dong-yoon.
Yep, she's my name's person.
Tale of Nokdu. He's a beautiful specimen.
He is, and he's a good actor.
Yes.
Like, I mean, Search got us in the first episode because he's like shirtless and playing basketball. Which,
and first of all, I've never seen this in any Korean drama. They literally took the camera and angled everything, starting from his ankles and moved all the way up.
The redness in my face right now is going up.
I was like, are they really doing this? I've never seen, like, I was like, and I told her, I was
and
like,
he's in like basketball shorts.
It was beautiful.
Listen, as a 90s R&B hip hop girl, basketball shorts are illegal.
Yeah, they should.
You can't wear gray sweatpants and you can't wear basketball shorts with no clothes on. Other than that,
he was awesome.
Anyway, that is not the main reason to watch this drama.
It's not,
but it's a good one.
Yes. The guy who played the captain in it was also like very pleasing to the eye. I feel as though like they did an awesome job of picking out people who like knew what it was like to be in the military and like that took their job seriously and like had you invested within it. The Uni who played, she was a former military person. She was also in what's that show again? When the Weather is Fine. Like, she did an amazing job.
She's a great actress.
Yeah. I mean, like, you just bought into it where it was one of those things where it was, like, believable even though you knew it was sci-fi. Like, this could possibly happen.
The characters are relatable.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, to give a little more summary, takes place at the DMZ. There's this radioactive character that's, like, attacking people or animals first. I can't remember.
Everything.
Yeah, is attacking things. There's a lot of question marks about a historical incident, which was a super interesting part, I thought.
That was
there's like kind of a historical aspect. And then there's the military members that are like coming to search. There's part of the search party for to figure out what's going on with this attacker. That does include a romance. That's like they had a romance and then they meet each other again in the military. It's a little bit of like the Descendants of the Sun military romance.
Very, very good.
A little bit, yeah. Not like it's not a main central part, but it's there. And then there's the townspeople who are like their own kind of like culture and characters and like the play of the townspeople and the soldiers and then the story that kind of ensues.
The political story.
The political story is all super interesting. So hugely suggest people watch Search. It might not be your first choice if you're into romances, but it's really good. I strongly suggest it.
I think it did well amongst the South Korean people, but like unlike other shows where usually when I'm on Instagram, I will see like people from the States and Indonesia like kind of like really putting it. I didn't see that. I didn't see that, with this particular show, and it was really, 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 really good. Especially if you kind of want to veer away from just straight romance all the time, because sometimes as much as it's wonderful, it is draining sometimes because you are like just so invested into the characters and the relationships, where this one you actually were more so focused on the political drama behind it as well as what is going on,
family relationships. It was still characters and relationships. It's just not romantic relationships, which but
it was a good show.
It was a really good show. All right, yours.
Another one for me is More Than Friends, and I was already sold on More Than Friends as soon as I saw. I love Ong Sang-woo ever since Moments of 18. Like I just think he's an amazing actor, and he plays that role very well in this particular show. And basically, it's about a show where you have two friends, and you know the friendships between a male and a female. After a while, things start to happen. Like, do I have feelings for you or not? And one had a one-sided relation, feelings for him, and the other one did not. And so as they grow up, it's like, what happens? Are we more than friends, or are we friends? Yeah. And what I like about this is that it's realistic. Sometimes people don't realize that they have feelings for someone. They just see them as friends. Sometimes it's that way because they don't want to mess up the dynamic of their friendship. And so, I just want to keep it platonic because I, really respect and just cherish our friendship. So it's just watching everything unfold. But then, of course, what normally happens when you are friends with someone and you just want to be friends and then a third party enters. Oh, the jealousy that ensues. And that's what I love about Ong Sang-woo. The way his character...
He plays that character so
well. Oh, my goodness. Lee Soo, the way he carries on when he's jealous, it is beautiful. The supporting cast, amazing. Mm-hmm. Looking at, what happens between people who come, who are comfortable with money and people who don't come from money. Mm-hmm. How do those two work out? And especially when you've been together for, a long time.
Yeah,
and then
storyline.
We have another storyline where... we've just been friends forever. Mm-hmm. And I don't see you that way, but I think I do see you that way. So it's just like watching the dynamic of a friendship of people who have gone through literally 10 years of, watching, thinking that we're watching these two, but all the while things are happening, within our circle.
Totally. The only caveat we'll give.
The wardrobe.
Is the wardrobe and the shoes are horrific. And we don't mean just a little bad.
I've never seen...
They're really bad, guys.
Okay, first of all, let me just say this.
And if you don't agree, please tell us in the comments. We don't see it.
I don't see it. I remember...
I don't either. And I'm not that big into fashion, but I don't see it.
Starting off with Boys Over Flower and realizing that it was dated. I would make it some of the outfits. I'm like, that's too much. The hairstyle. This wardrobe, I think by far has been the worst wardrobe I've seen in every K-drama that I've watched. The guy who plays the main character, CEO, with the shoes, he has on father shoes. I mean, if you look at his entire getup, it is well tailored. I mean, just beautiful.
And then the shoes
then you get some sneakers, and it's so does he have?
Literally,
are these orthopedic shoes?
Yeah, they're orthopedic shoes.
It's disgusting. It is disgusting. And then sometimes they all put the main character, the female. Her name is Shin Yoon. They'll put her in something. I'm like, why do you have these grandmother shoes on? Or why is this outfit?
And he buys her those shoes, those white, ugly. Ooh, they're so bad. The show is great. You should watch it.
Show is phenomenal.
Just know.
You're going to probably look at the wardrobe and it's like, what is... I see, when I think of K-dramas, fashion is something that you see immediately. Even they're very, just intentional on how they dress characters, so you could see the difference. And it's he's a CEO. You trying to tell me he couldn't find some nice looking sneakers as a CEO? You're gloating that you're the CEO, but I don't see it. I don't see it. So that's the only thing that
but watch it.
Please really watch it. More Than Friends is freaking phenomenal. Yeah.